Welcome to the Brand Clarity Podcast, hosted by Visions to Images and Susie Liberatore. The Brand Clarity Podcast highlights several different topics, including entrepreneurship, franchises, and digital marketing trends. Visions to Images helps corporations and franchises with their branding, website, paid advertising, and digital marketing. Hello, everybody. Today I have on the podcast Toni Harris Taylor, and I'm super excited to have her on. She is a business coach with Drastic Results Marketing, which I love, and then a franchisee of Network in Action. I just recently joined with her. I'm super excited. She is the queen of networking. I see her all around, in and out, doing all of the things, and I'm excited to have her on and share some good tips. Welcome.
Susie, I'm so happy to have this opportunity to talk to you and your audience. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So first and foremost, tell me how you got started. I've heard your story and I love it. So tell us how you got started in this field and what drove you to it.
I'm going to give you the short version. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 24 years old. My mother called me on my job one day and said, quit your job and come work for me. No, lady. I didn't see you struggle. I just had a baby, just got married. No, ma'am. And she asked me a question. What's the worst thing that could happen? And back then, of course, I was not drastic I guess I was a drastic person, but had not branded that.
Yeah.
But that was the beginning of being drastic. Anyway, fast forward to 2013, I started coaching and I started speaking for Constant Contact, the email marketing company. I was a salesperson and I was a solution provider is what they call. And I was one of their top 5 in the entire world.
Nice.
I had networked and spoke all over the country, really had built that business up. And they, in a blink of an eye, changed the commission structure. And for 3 years, I've wandered around trying to figure out what made me unique. Because I had latched on a Constant Contact and it was all about email and social media marketing. And that's important. And it's still part of what I teach, but it just didn't feel like me.
Right.
So Susie, I was this close to shutting it all down, going to get a job, interviewing for jobs. And in July 2019, as I'm waiting for 2 job offers to come through, I sit on the couch of a friend of mine, like the counseling couch. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm frustrated. I don't want a job, but I don't know what to do. And she asked me a poignant question. What's your why?
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, Toni, you've already accomplished that. You need a new why. Go create a new why. Come back and tell me what it is.
Right.
So I did. I'm coachable. I did the work. I went, created a new why, came back to her and said, my why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. Toni, that's perfect. What would you need to do to get paid to connect people? Well, lady, if I knew that, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Right.
So, because I was connecting people for free. The following week, she said something profound. Toni, don't worry about the how. It will show up. The next week, a lady I had met 3 months earlier, a franchisee with Network in Action, followed up. Toni, I still think you should be a Network in Action franchise. A franchise for networking? Well, and she made the connection. And today I'm the first ever Rookie of the Year, Brand Ambassador, Community Service Award. And I get to live my purpose and help people like you, business owners like you, to understand the power of relationships to take your business where you want it to go.
I love it. Relationships are key. And I tell people, and I preach and try to be best at building those relationships. It can be exhausting. It can be tiring, but you have to build those to grow. Because referrals, I think, referrals are very high up there for us as suppliers, definitely. And I mean, any business, but I think, you have to build those relationships because they have connections to people you don't.
People do business with you because they know you, like you, and trust you. But if you don't make the time to build, know, like, and trust, how are they going to send you business? How are they going to know you're referable? And we spend a lot of time, we're on social media posting, thinking that one post is going to open the floodgates. No, people, it doesn't work that way. And so the best networkers know how to take those relationships online, get them onto Zoom or on a coffee date if they're local, and really date like you date for a romantic relationship. You have to date for a business relationship.
Absolutely.
Because nobody's going to do business with you or refer you or say your name when you're not in the room if they don't know you, like you, or trust you.
Do you find that it's hard these days to build more relationships with all of the technology, or do you think the technology helps?
Technology helps.
Yeah.
I built a global business from this chair.
Yes.
I was Zooming before Zoom was cool.
Yeah.
In 2014, I brought the URL zoomwithtoni.com. So that's how I was able to be so successful with constant contact.
Right.
So technology is your friend, but you must know how to use it.
Right.
And most people don't. And that's where I come in to teach them how to build relationships, how to show up, how to be up, how to follow up.
Yeah.
And the technology is a gift, but it is not the be all end all.
No, I would agree with that as well. Yes. Because you still need that human interaction and you still need to build relationships and you still have to follow up. You still have to do all of the things, but it just makes it much more systemized and easier and more scalable so that we're not doing all of the work, but you still have to be there and show up, like you're saying.
You and we met on LinkedIn.
I know we did.
Now let's tell the story. I love to call these love stories.
Yeah.
So love stories start, and they can start on social media. I think you saw me or I saw you. I reached out.
Yeah.
You're going to go to your messages and check.
I am checking.
And so one of us invited the other onto a Zoom date. We had a conversation. I like her. She's cool. Nothing happened immediately.
No.
That's the other problem. People think you're supposed to have instant results with networking. So nothing happened immediately. Susie kept watching me.
I did keep watching you. I was
She's lurking. She's in the background. I keep seeing this girl. She must be serious. I keep seeing this girl. We got back on a second date.
We sure did.
I remember it well. We got back on a second date. You said, I keep seeing you. I need you on my show.
I did.
I said, come visit my network in action. You visited. You liked it. You joined. Next week, we're attending a conference together. Susie, are you going to Springboard? I don't know. I think you should go. Well, let me see if I can do it. Next week, we're going to a conference together. We're staying at an Airbnb together. We are going to be bonding. We're going to be meeting people, walking people across the room, introducing people to each other. Ladies and gentlemen, that's networking.
Yeah, I was looking back. I originally reached out to you and then we just took it from there. We were like, you gave me some good connections already off the bat. And then, we just kind of kept the conversation going all the time. And I did say, like, I see you. I want to be in your world. and I did attend one of your webinars as well. And I think that's kind of the stepping stone too, where I was like, she's speaking my language. I need to keep going with her because I relate to everything she's saying. And that was one of the messages I think I said to you too. Like, oh, I remember because you asked me what was the biggest takeaway. And I was like, I know this answer because I was taking notes and doing all of the things. And then I just was like, she's somebody that I need in my area. I want to work with her, however that looks. And boom, we just took off. And it's incredibly crazy. I always tell people these things because our parents said, oh, don't meet strangers on the internet. But here we are meeting strangers on the internet, right? Because it's so different now. But I love it. And I love that we are able to go to Philly next weekend for Springboard Conference. It's going to be amazing. I'm super excited to just be in a room full of amazing people.
Yeah. And so the mishap that most people make with networking is they think it's one and done. oh, I put a card in somebody's hand, she wasn't interested, or I followed up and they didn't respond. People are busy. Don't take it personal. If there's really a connection, keep following up. And I'm on a mission to teach, especially franchise professionals, development teams, as well as franchisees, how to network. It's a skill. It's not natural. I hired a coach in 2005 to teach me how to network. So while I look like it's natural, I had to invest in myself to learn too. I'm excited to teach others, but I want to talk about you.
Hey there, I want to interrupt this episode with a quick message. If you're listening to this podcast episode and want to learn about branding your franchise or small business, then go to brandingbridge.com. That's branding-bridge.com. Oh, nobody ever wants to talk about me.
I want to talk about you because I love what you do with the whole reviews.
Yes.
And another part of networking is getting reviews. Having people talk about you online and offline.
Huge.
And so what you do is so key to building relationships. Yeah. So I'm proud to say I have over 100 LinkedIn recommendations.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
And I've seen somebody with 20,000.
Wow.
All right. So I got a long way to go, but most people have zero.
Right.
Don't even have the section turned on. But if you want people to know who you truly are, third party is so much better. I mean, I can show up as great and I can show up as fabulous or whatever in my own words and on my own look. But when someone else says I'm fabulous, that means so much more.
It does. Yeah.
So what you do is so critical, and it works hand in hand with what I do.
Absolutely. I say one of the big things is it's easier to keep a happy customer than it is to get a new customer, right? So when we have those people writing reviews, they're going to push out to the platforms. If they've had a great experience, they're going to put it on Google. They're going to put it on LinkedIn. They're going to put it any and everywhere, right? And that's going to help generate those referrals and recommendations and sales way easier than somebody who's just searching on Facebook saying, hey, I want something. And then they get 40 responses and they have to go through each one. People search for reviews. We're in that industry where everybody's searching. We do it all the time. I mean, you go on Amazon, you're even searching on there for the reviews. You're searching everywhere for reviews to make sure that it's what you want before you invest. And
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
I know. I'm a show host too. So let's just have a conversation.
Go for it.
Why do you think entrepreneurs don't take the time to get reviews?
I think that there's not a system in place for them, primarily because it takes time if they do it manually, or they forget, or they're not keeping up with it. Again, following up. Hey, you just got done with XYZ. Did you have a good experience? If not, leave us feedback, right? If there's not something that's systemized for them, they're not going to do it. And a lot of times they don't want to reach out to the person themselves and just say, hey, we saw that you had a great experience. Can you write about it? It's hard for those people to do that. They'd rather have a software in place that can do it for them, and they can go and focus on the next thing. And of course, it doesn't stop there at the review, right? We got to make sure that we nurture them and we give them a gift, whatever that might be. Maybe it's $10 off, maybe it's free shipping, whatever we do, but we want to make that experience really good for them. So it's not just about, hey, write the review, but do this too. And people aren't always willing to do those things one-to-one.
Yeah. So having systems. Yeah. Because I talk to my clients all the time about, at the very least, the LinkedIn recommendations,
right. Sure.
But Google reviews as well. And I have about 40. I could do much better too. We all buy based on reviews today. And we expect a business to have it. Yeah. We expect a hotel. We expect a restaurant. But why do you think people, I'm just rhetorically saying, why would entrepreneurs think people wouldn't want to see their reviews? So I think you and I have work to do together to really help people to understand the real power of
Absolutely.
reviews and then promoting those reviews. I'm
Right.
going to tell you, that's where I suck. I get them, but promoting them,
A lot of people will fall short on it. And eventually it's all about, having that review. Well, there's two things, right? So having that review on your website that's actually shown that it's legit and verified rather than just putting a Facebook, like an image or whatever up there saying, oh, this is from somebody. We know it's on Google. We know it's on LinkedIn, whatever. It's on your website so people know they're real. But then it's also going into posting it to social media and or even in newsletters, building that social proof in other areas. How can you automate that system so you don't have to do all of that?
Honestly, let's just talk about AI.
Yes.
I've been recommending my clients to use AI.
AI is amazing.
To at least create the review and edit it down, or, just give it. That way you don't have to start, because half the battle, I think, is people don't know where to start.
And I've heard before too, people are like, I don't want it to be robot. I don't want it to just be, I need it personalized. And so diving into that deeper, what does personalized look like? It's not always about you manually doing it. Like there's ways AI can personalize for you based on your brand voice and what they're saying and different variables. And that's a huge thing that's coming in the future that I'm excited about. I mean, AI is just amazing when it's done properly and right. And so many people used to be fearful of it, but now I see everybody just using it. It doesn't take away from our jobs. It adds to it. It's just like cooking. When we cook, we have recipes to start with, but we add our own little sprinkles in.
Yep, I love that. I love sprinkles, by the way.
Yes.
So so networking, reviews goes hand in hand, but I love our love stories. So thank you for opening your podcast to me, opening your network to me, and I can't wait till next week. And you're gonna be cute, and I'm gonna be cute. What you wearing, girl? Because that's part of showing up. What are you wearing?
I have not actually decided. I was going to put that in our group chat and actually see, because I'm like, I don't know. And it depends on what you do.
I'm ready.
Yeah. If you could give anybody any advice before you head off based on whatever, whether they're franchisee, entrepreneur, business, what advice would you give them?
There's so many pieces of advice that I would give, but I think the bottom line is, if you don't learn to become a master marketer and salesperson, you don't have a business.
Mm-hmm.
You can have all the whistles, all the bells. So master marketing with networking as a foundation.
I love it.
I don't even believe in ads and all of that until you've worked your network thoroughly. I wouldn't be going after real strangers with ads until you know how to have a conversation with people. So master marketing, and doors will start to open. You'll become viral in a way that people are saying your name when you're not even in the room, and it's happening. And so most entrepreneurs forget that part, or they not taught that part.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to become a master marketer, and you have to become a master marketer, and here's why, as an owner.
Yes.
You can outsource it when you know what should be done.
Right.
If you outsource it and that person, God forbid, something happened to them, you pretty much are out of business till you find someone else. And that takes time. Mm-hmm. So become a master marketer yourself, then outsource it. But when you make the money, you can, with marketing and sales. And here's the other thing. Great marketing, you don't have to be great at sales.
Interesting.
Because once you have great marketing, especially referral marketing,
right,
you almost never have to sell, because people are saying your name for you. And they're like, you need to talk to Susie. And so it's just a matter of, do I like Susie? And I'm already know I like her because I like the person who said her name. And number two, is her price in my range? And so when you become a master marketer, master networker, people will sell for you.
Absolutely. No, I 100% agree. I love it. Referrals are one of the top ranking for myself. I agree. I mean, and paid advertising and all that's great and dandy for some stuff, but it's just, you have to have an audience built off of that. It's like, you can't rely solely on that unless you have like a huge database and it's easy to sell to.
But you got to how do you get a huge database? marketing.
Networking. You got to do all the stuff to put in there. Well, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed all of our conversations and I'm excited to meet you and you're doing amazing. Every time I say your name, people are like, oh, I know Toni. And I'm like, oh, darn it. But it's good because I'm like, they know you, but I'm like, all right, let's get reintroduced. Like today on today's call with Riley, I was like, come as my guest. And he came as a guest and he already knew you. And I was like, well, you came anyways. So that's good.
And I love that. I want that. Because here's what happens. I met Riley probably just a LinkedIn post or something.
Yeah.
But when you come behind me, it's validation.
Yeah.
And that's what made him show up. You made him show up, not me. So thank you.
And then if people want to learn more about you, what's the best way to find you?
Yeah, you can go to meetwith ToniHarrisTaylor.com and schedule a one-to-one with me. My calendar is there, or DrasticResults.com. And if you're in the franchise space, there's a franchise on the menu, so you can go and see what I offer there.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for listening in on today's Brand Clarity episode with Susie Liberatore. 2 things. First and foremost, please, if you liked this episode, please subscribe and leave some positive reviews. Also, don't forget to sign up for Stop Sending Your Customers to the Competition and get my insider secrets to compelling branding that converts. You can find that at branding-bridge.com. It's a free workbook for you to check out right now, all of the branding techniques and strategies that I use for my paying clients.